Okay, so our builds have been a little dull lately. They do what they set out to do, but they lack the flash, the spark, the RGB, and, well, the price tag. Well, that all changes today, my friends. We're going to be building an absolute monster. But before we do, can I please ask that you like and subscribe to the channel? So this is less of a build tutorial. This is just us showing you what kind of PC you can get out of selling a kidney on the black market. So what's in this supposed monster? Be more appropriate to ask what isn't. From the ground up then, I chose the X570 Aorus Pro. This AM4 motherboard is packed full of all the features you could ever need, including support for Ryzen 5000 series CPUs out of the box, support for ECC memory if you so wish to use it, and of course RGB fusion support, plenty of M.2 SSD slots, something else we'll be taking advantage of, and all the I/O you could ever need. Second on our list of components is the CPU. I've opted for the 12-core, 24-thread Ryzen 9 5900X, clocked in at a base clock of 3.7 GHz and a boost clock of up to 4.8. This CPU can handle pretty much anything you throw at it. RAM then, and this PC will dominate anything it encounters. So it only makes sense the RAM should too. Corsair Dominator Platinum RGB, 32 GB of 3200 MHz DDR4 RAM. Looks the part and certainly plays the part. Storage, and I've gone for an XPG Gamix S50 Lite, 1TB of course, with PCIe 4.0 support and a read-write speed of 3900 MB per second and 3200 MB per second respectively. The case then, and in this case, I've gone for the Phanteks The Vol, I'll call it from now on because I can't say its real name, supports up to an eATX motherboard with plenty of handy features. The Vol comes with enhanced cooling design. The Vol's also designed with water cooling in mind, so you can opt for that in the future if you need. And of course RGB. Everyone loves RGB. I mean, I'm 1/3 RGB and still nobody likes it, never mind. Power supply. And this RM850 can supply more energy than Jay's pre-workout.
I doubt it.
The RM850 is fully modular and is certified to 80+ gold efficiency. Should be plenty of juice to power our PC. We should only have about a 79% usage at peak power draw with this PSU. Nearly done. Now we're at the cooler. The Corsair iCUE H150i Elite Capilex. Of course, the Coolor 5900X and its massive TDP. This is one of the nicest looking coolers on the market in my opinion, and its thermal performance is similar to that of the Ryujin 2, so not bad at all. Finally, we've come to the big guns. The RTX 3070ti. This beast of a card, although being around the 10th fastest GPU on the market right now, it's no slouch. The Palette GameRock 3070ti comes equipped with 6144 CUDA cores and a boost clock of 1845 MHz. That's 270 MHz over the base. On the VRAM side of things, the 3070ti comes in with 8 GB of GDDR6X, sharing the faster X variant of VRAM with the 3080, the 3080 Ti and the 3090. Before we get into some benchmarks with this PC, I want to ask Jay to join me on camera. Come here, Jay, here he is. You're right. Do you want to do a B-roll montage? Oh, come on, man.
Everything is in color and I can feel the air. I can see it. I can see all the molecules. I've never seen such infinite beauty in my life. If you can't see it, then you just never know it.
Okay, so that about does it for me talking. We're going to throw this thing into some benchmarks and see what it can do. I've chosen the resolution and settings to properly represent this PC's capabilities. That's why you may see an odd selection of resolutions. But first up is Battlefield 5. And as you can see, even playing multiplayer, we get a smooth 122 FPS in max settings at 1440p, with 1% lows of 71 and 0.1% of 17. Control now in 4K, just to throw some 4K in the mix. We have an average FPS of about 50 FPS, 1% of 42 and 0.1% of 23. But just to really show you what this machine's capable of, we drop down to 1440p, and as you can see, the average FPS skyrockets to 96, 79 FPS 1% and 0.1% of 71. Cyberpunk 2077, in 1080p we get an average of 94, still very good, this game is horribly optimised, 1% of 70 and 0.1s of 64. Cyberpunk in 1440p gives us 59 FPS, still very playable, 49 1% and 16 0.1%. Days Gone in 4K. You can see this beautiful game is giving us a good 67 FPS average, with 1% of 49 and 0.1% of 35. Splitgate, we get a blistering FPS average of about 242 FPS, 1% of 160 and 0.1% of 16. Very, very good indeed, even for 4K. Well, there you go. A beefy PC for a beefy budget. Please don't be selling kidneys to build a monster like this. Robbing banks is way safer. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to see videos similar to this one. This has been Jack from WePC, and I'll see you in the next one.